Hi guys, Archie Luxury Paul Pluta channel fuckaroonies, the Archie Luxury and my sister channel, the Paul Pluta channel. Today I'm doing paid reviews. This is for Mike. Thank you. I hope all is well, Mike. Archie, have loved your channel for years. Thanks for your honesty and charisma. I'd love for you to do a video review of my collection as it stands currently. I'm quite happy with it, but as we all know, watch collections grow and develop. And I'd like to hear your thoughts. Here goes. Number 1, Rolex Explorer One. Reference 114270. Speaks for itself. Bought this as a 30th birthday gift to myself and will never get rid of it. Number 2, JEWELLERY Master Control Date. Reference 140.8.89. 37mm. Slightly sporty dress watch. Really love this one, and it is only 8mm thick. I don't care for watches that seem dressy and are actually 12+ millimeters thick. Number 3, 1960 JEWELLERY, oh, actually 1960s LeCoultre. 18K, well, it's not a Jaeger, this is the LeCoultre. LeCoultre was a brand that was mainly for the American market. Minty example of a classic dress watch, 34mm and super thin. I've attached a photo of this stunner. Yes, very, very nice looking piece. Omega, this is the 4th piece. Omega Seamaster Professional 300, blue dial. My real sports watch that I feel I can take anywhere and do anything with. Only 11mm thick. It really makes the 40.5mm case wear smaller than it is, and the blue dial is gorgeous. The next piece is a 1968 Grand Seiko high beat 36,000 beats per hour manual wind. This is a very cool minty vintage Grand Seiko that I have fun putting different straps on, and I love the case design. I'm sure you'll hate this, but I also have a Timex Weekender that I wear to sleep, as the indigo feature is useful. Not to worry, it's not stored in the box with the other pieces. Thank God for that. So let me know what you think of my collection. Like I said, I'm happy with it now, as I feel it's pretty balanced. But what would you maybe add to it? I had a Speedmaster, but honestly the 42mm size was past my limit and comfort. Maybe a Zenith El Primo 38. Those are thinner movements as well and automatic. I'm not terribly drawn to the Submariner, but really like the older Sea Dwellers and GMT Masters. But they really do start to get pricey. I got the Explorer One for $4,000 and the Master Control for $3,500. It seems those are some of the best values on the pre-owned market. What other pieces might be similar in your experience? Thanks for taking your time. Looking forward to the video. So there we go. We've got some really interesting pieces here. So let's have a look here. The Explorer One, this is the 36mm, maybe a little bit small for some people there, but it's iconic, classic piece. I started, my first Rolex was the 1016, which was the model before the 14270. I loved it. I've owned the 14270, and I got to tell you the truth there, it is a great piece. Great piece indeed. Your JEWELLERY Master Control Date. Just a very simple, elegant Master Control. Great brand. JEWELLERY is great. The LeCoultre, now LeCoultres were significantly cheaper than JEWELLERY. They're not as prestigious. Just bear that in mind there. They're more middle class than than upper class. So just be aware of that, but I don't see it as being a terribly bad watch to have there. Nice example, 34mm. Okay, a little bit small, but I don't think it's terrible. The Omega Seamaster Professional, well, just a very usable, good sports Omega. I think you've hit it on the head with that. And the 1968 Seiko High Beat, very interesting piece indeed there. Grand Seiko, as you know, is the high-end, sort of the Lexus of the Seikos. And there's a lot of substance to it. They're not just badge engineering. There is a lot of quality that goes into the Seikos. So I think it's a nice collection there. What would I be adding? What would I be adding indeed? Well, this is an interesting thing here. You make a few valid points there. The Sea Dwellers and the GMTs are getting a bit high. I would probably say to you, some great pieces you could add. I would say I'd be adding a Rolex Explorer 2. This is a 16570, so polar or black. I've got the polar, and mine is a no holes with the solid end links. You can tell by that slightly raised bit on the shear there. I think these are a great piece. You've got the Explorer One. Explorer 2 would be a nice variation to have there. I would also say, in your beautiful collection there, you reading between the lines there, you're sort of saying you don't like super big pieces, which I quite honestly get. You mentioned that the Omega Speedmaster you had was a little bit big. I do get it. I get it. I understand what you're saying, and yeah, you're right. You're right. I tell you what, a great piece I would be getting. I reckon for a piece to kind of round out your collection, high end, little bit of snobbery in it, just a little bit of attention to detail. I'd be getting a Breguet Type 20. Now these are absolute bargains on the used market. You can pick these up from $4,000, $5,000 or $6,000 US, depending on whether you get the date version or the non-date, depending whether you get it on a bracelet or a leather strap. They actually came on leather straps from the factory. You could pick either one. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that there. Coin edging, curved crystal. Look at that there. Layered dial. Just beautifully done. Just absolutely beautifully done. 38-39 size. So you're not going to be going into a monster. It's not a monster. The other thing about them is they are an absolute bargain on the used market, and it gives you just something nice to it's always nice to go a little bit posh. And I think the Breguet would be a great thing to add to just level out the collection, bring it up a notch. And that can be a dress watch, it can be a sports watch. It sort of covers so many damn things, and the best thing about a Breguet is no fucker knows what it is. These were the same price as a Daytona new. They were the same price as a Rolex Steel Daytona, and now you get them for pennies in the dollar. Pennies in the dollar. I mean, does it get better than that? Pennies in the dollar. How can you not be happy buying for pennies in the dollar? That's exactly it. Pennies in the dollar. So my advice there, grab a Breguet. I think a Breguet Bregster is a nice posh brand there. We all like a little bit of snobbery, and you can, you know, it's a really affordable piece of horology that you can go in there. They use a Lemania movement, which Lemania, they used to supply Patek Philippe before this crazy world went to everything must be in-house. So I would have no problems going with a Breguet. I think a Breguet is a beautiful piece. It'll round out your collection. I think there's so many. The thing is, if you are prepared to get slightly smaller, there are some bargains out there, some amazing bargains. But I think you need to make sure you don't really go smaller than 34 mil. It's getting too small. But lovely collection, lovely pieces. And it's good to see you in the hobby enjoying yourself, because at the end of the day, that is what it's about. It's to enjoy yourself, to be happy with your wrist watches. So, guys, few comments. Put a few comments below. Tell me what you think, and make a few suggestions for Mike. Wristwatch check. Jaeger LeCoultre. Reverso Grand Date, fuckers. Grand Date.
Signing it because it costs nothing. So this is the congratulations to everybody.
Guys, it's really dishonest to jump into bed with garbage. It's really dishonest. It's really dishonest. I mean, I've been approached hundreds of times by shitter brands. I said no. I said no. No shitters. No shitters. So just remember that when you're picking your YouTube gurus, don't always go for the one who everything's wonderful, everything's great, because it ain't the case. It ain't all fucking wonderful. Oh, and don't forget, fuckaroonies, like, subscribe, and tell your fuckhead friends. And don't forget to mention the Archie Luxury Travel channel. That's where I'm doing live shows, fuckers.